Okay. So I don't know if it's craziness on your part or true dedication, compassion, or just because you can, because you're going to try to do it. There is a very deep and a very old commitment that you have made, going back to the times of Yeshua, where you first became, or called yourself Shambra. You said, we're going to do it one day. We're going to stay. Because you were seeing others from time to time leave. And you saw Yeshua leave. Not so pretty. And you said, no, we're going to do it just because we can. But you also know, you knew back then and you know now, it's going to transform, I don't want to say the planet, but it's going to transform souls. It'll have an effect on this planet, but when there are 1,000 or more of you in where you've allowed your enlightenment, it's going to change the planet, but not in the way you'd expect. It's not going to be a great kumbaya moment for the planet. It will actually cause more friction, more resistance, more tension on the planet. Some of the great prophets that have come along, they haven't, been admired and loved for centuries later. So you're gonna cause some crap to come up on the planet, but there's something you kind of like about that too. But you're also going to, if I could summarize this, that even without any immediate effect, that you are creating such a potential for others. You're adding a potential to consciousness that really is not much there right now. Your legacy, what you're leaving behind for others who come after you, who are going to go through those tough times into their awakening, those tough times in their life when they lose everything in coming to their enlightenment, who doubt themselves, who are in agony and torment. You're leaving a potential that's really not very visible right now. That's really the reason I feel that you're staying. And it may not happen right away, this potential that you're adding for other humans who are coming into their mastery. They may not get it right away. It may take lifetimes for them. But you're putting it there. You're crystallizing it for them. So on one of those dark night of the soul nights, when all seems lost and hopeless, and they're at the end of the end and don't know what to do, suddenly there's going to be a light that shines. It doesn't mean they're going to take it, accept it, allow it, or anything, but at least it's going to be there. You know what it's like not to have that light. You know what it's like to be in the darkest of your moments and just feel more darkness. You know how awful that was. And part of the commitment, if we really kind of here go beyond linear time, part of the commitment that you have in the future that's instilled in you right now is to leave that potential, that light, that hope, whether it shows up to them as an angelic voice or just clarity in their mind, whether they suddenly see the beauty of themselves, whatever it is, but that light is going to be there for them. That's why. And it may not occur right away. And you really actually have your, funny way of speaking, your future self has no agenda whether they take that light or not. No agenda. But at least it's there. For so many of you, if you had had that, there was little slivers of it, but almost invisible. But if you would have had that, let's call it a light, that feeling of hope in your darkest moments, how things could have been different. That's what you're leaving behind. That's why you're staying. And it's hard to do. It's very hard to do if you have your enlightenment and then leave 3 days later. But when you stay embodied, when you are able to be in the and, to be in a rather gray, rather unsensual world, but also walk as the and master. You're also walking in your sensuality, in your color, in your I am. That's the whole, really, if I could kind of summarize all this, that's the whole thing, is this whole thing, concept of leaving the light, and being able to be in the true and. You're going to be human. You're going to make mistakes, as you would call them. You're going to bump your head on a low ceiling. You're going to continue to do that. We're not trying to overcome that. You're in the human condition. You're going to forget that you got food cooking on the stove and it's going to burn and the house is going to fill with smoke and the fire alarms are going to go off and you go, I'm supposed to be an ascended master. And in that exact same moment, you are the ascended master, laughing at yourself. That's the comedy part of my monologue. What was that? So, point is, why don't you start laughing right now? Because you are in the end. It's not terribly clear, but how do you get there? You just do. I am here. I'm in the and. I'm a human. I'm immortal. And I'm going to bump my head and stub my toe, and I'm the master at the same time.